name is Martin Williams, and I want you to control your own life. So today, let's talk about quantum change. Quantum change is fast change. It means you get to skip some levels. And to control this big dream in your head and in your heart, you're gonna have to go through a quantum change. You're gonna have to get there very quickly. And I believe you have the guts for this. So what I wanna talk to you about first of all is realize there's always gonna be a lion on your path. Your entire life, there's been a lion there. There's been something you've been afraid to do, something you've been skeptical of doing, whether it's stepping on a crack or walking under a ladder or something weird like that. You've had this obstacle that's in your way. And I want to let you know that that obstacle is the way. You're going to have to find a way to go through and past these things. You're going to have to find a way to confront these idiosyncrasies in your mind, your view of the world, how things happen, taboos, things that you're afraid of, other people may have taught you. You got to go after it. Quantum change, if you want to get there quickly, you have to go through the obstacles. See your obstacles as doors. They're doorways to something bigger, something better, bigger opportunities, better relationships. So you confront them face to face, and you're going to find yourself changing overnight. I have this statement that I've always said, you've got to learn how to slap the bear. What does that mean, slap the bear? You know, bears hibernate, right? Bears go to sleep. It's cold, they go to sleep. And right at the end of spring, whoever has the opportunity to confront a bear coming out of hibernation, it's always dangerous because they get eaten, they get taken down, they get attacked. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to find a bear, something big, something that scares you. You know it can eat you, but wake it up, slap it, shake it. I mean, confront it. I mean, do something that really, you know, it's one thing, this is how I say it. It's one thing to be fishing for bass. It's a whole other thing to fish for sharks, right? If you want to grow fast, if you want to take quantum leaps, do something that scares the living daylights out of you. Do it afraid. Because once you do it afraid, you find out it wasn't fear in the first place. Because fear paralyzes, fear stops you in your tracks. But if you go ahead and do it, then you'll recognize that wasn't fear. Because fear always stops you. There's some things in your life that's really not fear, right? You need to learn how to identify them. You identify them by doing something big that scares you to death, but it's something you really want to experience. Go and experience it. You're going to live through it. You're going to figure it out. And if it's the wrong thing, you'll never do it again. Am I making sense at all? Right. The next thing I want you to remember is that there's nothing to really be afraid of. There's nothing really to be afraid of except fear itself. Have you ever heard that? But if you face your fears, they run from you. I was talking a little bit earlier, I think on the last episode, about that lion on your path. Well, the lion on your path, if you fear it, you have to find the intestinal fortitude to walk toward it. As you walk toward the lion on your path, it will disappear and it won't be there once you get to where it was. But if you walk away or run from the lion, it will chase you. Aren't you tired of life chasing you down instead of you chasing life down? You gotta be done with that. You have to be finished with that attitude. You've got to go after it. Face your fears head on, face them. Even if you're afraid, you'll be able to find out what's not fear, but it was something else that you just got rid of. Next, have the courage to get unstuck. Have the courage to get unstuck. What I mean by getting unstuck is make some hard decisions, hard ones. Who are your confidants, your friends? What are things you just will not negotiate about? You're done negotiating. You're done giving up who you really are for something else. Make a decision. Once you have a decision, now you can have the entire universe, this entire space that God created can only work when you decide. The universe, God can't work for you until you decide. Once you decide, everything begins to cooperate with you, collaborate with you. Even in some cases, they conspire with you because you've decided that you already have it or that you want to have it. Very important. The last thing I want to talk to you about with quantum change is that nobody's really looking at you. Here's the key. We think people are thinking about us and talking about us all the time. They really aren't. They got their own life to try to figure out, right? So here's the thing. Nobody's watching you. So why are you embarrassed? Why do you care what people think? They don't care what you're doing. They don't. They're too confused about what they're doing, right? They're too concerned about how life's going to turn out for them. So they're not watching you. So decide to discipline yourself because nobody else is watching. Discipline yourself for your own needed outcomes. How do you want to look after an exercise program? How do you want to feel after a self-motivating project? How do you want to react to the world once you make a decision to live a different way? What do you want to see in yourself? Forget about what everybody else sees. It's none of their business. Mind your own business and discipline yourself. Be harder on yourself than anybody else could be. Keep record on your own growth so that you can pat yourself on the back. And when you see yourself growing, the rest of us will see you growing. And your relationships, your opportunities will only get bigger because people love to be around others that discipline themselves, that tell themselves, this is what I got to do. I had to do it. I got it done. And now I'm better. You get better partners, better relationships, and better opportunities. Okay, everybody, let's inhale. Breathe in everything we talked about. Now let's exhale. My name is Martin Williams, and I just want you to control your own life. Later.